we're living in the world of data. Data which is natively available, and data that is available through integrations, and data that is available through technologies like data analytics and machine learning algorithms. Very often than not, it is human tendency to go ahead and run after things that you don't have, things that you don't readily have, and blame it on the fact that you don't have the data available, so you didn't do it. It is a very, very, very normal and usual practice among businesses and marketers to avoid looking at what you already have and look for data elsewhere. It is a very, very common phenomenon. One such area is where a gold mine of information is already there, but we are not sadly paying attention to it. Or even if we are paying attention to it, we are not quite looking at it the way it should be looked at, and we are not quite making use of that data to make sure we go ahead and make informed decisions. All right. So now this is your typical, if you start looking at your screens, this is a typical Google Ads account, right? So on your Google Ads account, let's quickly go back to the campaigns tab, right? Or the home page or your overview page. And I have set the data to all time. So this is where you will find your auction insights for the account itself. So if you want to do it from an account perspective, or from an ad group perspective, or from a keyword perspective, you can do that at independent levels. But let's actually look at what is it that we're talking about. We're talking about something called as auction insights. Let me zoom the screen for your understanding. Now, auction insights is something where you will go ahead and look at, there's insights and there is auction insights. You kind of need to pay attention to what we're talking about here. So this is across all campaigns, and auction insights give you kind of an overview with about 6 kinds of metrics for you to understand what your campaigns are trying to tell you. This is not available for all sorts of campaigns. All right, so this is the article that I'm talking about. So if you start looking at this article, you have auction insights for search campaigns, shopping campaigns, and performance max campaigns, and it is not available for any other campaigns, right? So basically, the auction insights reports are available for search, shopping, and performance max campaigns. And for each of these campaigns, you can find out your insights or your auction insights based upon different metrics or different parameters that we would be talking about, right? Now, this session is going to be slightly different because we are not just going to be looking at what auction insight report tells you. We will also look at how you can use certain aspects from these reports to go ahead and make some informed decisions. So right into things, this has a list of all campaigns. So I'm not going at this campaign. I'm going to search campaigns specifically. There you go. So that is my auction insights report for my search campaigns for all time. And let me move myself. All right. So this is where you will see my competitors, the list of my competitors and where I showed relative to them. And this has not been running for a long time. But I've chosen all time data. All right, so this is typically your auction insights, and it can change depending upon the data range or the date range that you change. So basically what it tells you is it gives you access to 6 metrics. They're called as impression share, overlap rate, position above rate, top of page rate, absolute top of page rate, and outranking share. Now let's look at each of these things in detail. But before that, let's try and understand what this sheet all talks about. Now this is me. And these are all the other websites who are running ads on selected keywords or in the same space that I'm operating in. And we're all a part of an auction, right? So you do understand that when somebody puts in a keyword on Google and Google starts showing results, there is an auction happening in the backend for every search that you put in, right? Now, if you, for example, put in something called as digital marketing reviews or digital marketing trends in 2024, you will get a list of ads that are being advertised for that keyword. So all these advertisers get into an auction, and whoever wins the auction, their ads are displayed in whatever particular order they are to be shown. Now, auction insights will tell you information about that particular auction, and collated across date range, across different campaigns is what you will see here. Now, if you start looking at these details, now this is me, and these are all the other advertisers who are participating in that auction or who participated already in that auction. And these are the statistics regarding them. Right. So these are the auction insights that you see, and let's start looking at what each of these metrics mean, right? Now, impression share is, let's assume that for the kind of budget settings that I have, for the kind of account structure that I have, for the kind of keywords that I have included, for the kind of ads that I have written, for the kind of quality score that I have, all these factors taken into account, assume for my budget settings, I was supposed to get about 100 impressions in normal circumstances. But because of the competition and all the other players coming into play, I was only shown for, let's say, 20% of the times. So the impression share that I received is 20%. It means what is the percentage of impressions that I should have received versus what is the impression share that I have actually received, right? That will help you understand what your impression share is. So out of all the actions, if this is me, which is ielevate.in, I have received a 15% share. I received 15% of the impressions that I was like, if I'm eligible for 100 impressions for that particular search auction, I only got 15% of them. Why? What decided that? My account structure, my budget, my quality score, my bids, whatever, right? So all the other factors coming into play in the auction. If I am supposed to get 100 impressions, but I only received 15, that is my impression share. Basically, my share of the impressions I received for that auction. Then you have overlap rate, right? For 12.2% of the times, when my ads entered into the auction and when my ads showed, between me and my competition, there is an overlap rate of 12%. So for every for every auction where I showed up, my competitors also showed up. So that is the overlap rate between both of us. Now, if you start looking at coffeetechacademy.com and other competitor, for all the times that I have shown, 7.93% overlap means that he also showed 7.93% in the ad auction. Their ad also showed after winning that auction. And similarly, all the other competitors, right? Okay, position above rate is very simple. What percentage of the auction or what percentage of the times did my competitor's ad has shown above my ad? So when it says you, this is me, right? So 45% of the times, my competitor's ad has shown in a better position than mine. Then you have top of the page rate. That decides that if you look at this, 81.1% of the times, my ad was shown in the top 3 positions or top 2 positions or any top position above the search result. But my competitor's ad has shown 89.68 times higher in the top 3 positions. So that is a comparison of in the top positions. When I say top positions, I mean not above me. It means that above the free search listings. Then you have absolute top of the page. This is the absolute top positions, right? Which is the top position. Now, when I say absolute top of the page, I'm just talking about like the top position. 27% of the times my competitor's ad has shown at the top position in that auction. Now, if you start looking at outranking share, this is kind of interesting. Outranking share, all the others, if you start taking, for example, position above rate, 45% of the times my competitor's ad was shown above me, right? Which means that both of us were eligible in that auction and both of our ads were shown. In that context, 45% of the times my competitor's ad was shown at the top of my ad. But outranking share is different. When you say 6.97% outranking share for somebody, this means that they showed 6.97% times in the auction at a better position when your ad did not show up, right? Which means here both of your ads showed and 45% of the times your competitor has shown above you. Here your competitors has outranked you, which means you were not even a part of the equation. Your ad did not show, you didn't win the auction, and his ad showed 6.97% of the times when your ad did not show up. So these metrics will help us understand what our competitors are doing, where our competitors are being ranked, what is the impression split between the campaigns, how many times are you showing in the top position, how many times is he showing in the top position, what is the overlap rate, blah, 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 right? Now, this is only half the story in trying to understand outranking share. Now, another way to look at the auction insights report is you could always go ahead and start going to your campaign details. So let's say you go to a particular campaign and you go to your keywords. Let's go to one of my campaigns. Okay, this is the campaign. These are the ad groups. I go to my keywords, right? If you want to look at keyword independent auction insights for a particular keyword, you always click on this and then you click on auction insights. When you do that, you will receive your auction insights for that particular keyword, right? So it is not showing, most of the times it is only shown for best performing keywords or when they have enough data, otherwise it wouldn't show. But typically this is how you would go ahead and look at your data, right? Now this is a general ad group level. So I go to a particular keyword. Let's see if I have any highest performing keyword. Let's start looking auction insights for this. There you go. So you get to see your auction insights only for best performing keywords. Now, this is not for the account in general, not for every auction. This is for the auction of the keyword digital marketing programs. I mean, these are the statistics with my competitors in perspective, right? So this is how you understand this report. Now, the most interesting part is not about how do you understand this report, but rather how would you know what is happening in general, right? Now, a lot of interesting things can come out of your auction insights report. For example, if you have a branded keyword, let's say if you go to your search terms or your search keywords, and let's say you have a branded keyword called, let's say digital marketing programs is the name of your company, right? digitalmarketingprograms.com. That's the name of your company. It's a brand, right? Now, if you want to know go ahead and click on this and look at auction insights. Now, this may have been a generic keyword, but you also have a brand name called digital marketing programs. Now, look at this. You are being thrown out of the auction and you're not doing a great job for your own brand while people are competing. I mean, people are showing ads on your brand, on your branded keyword, right? Now, you will get to know how many competitors are bidding on your brand, right? This is very common in cases like a simple example could be Amazon, where if I'm trying to leverage Amazon's brand to when somebody searches for Amazon, I want to show my ad at the top. If that is my situation, it is not easy considering trademark rules, etc. But I'm just giving you as an example, right? So you can know how many people are bidding on your branded keywords. You can get to know what kind of keywords or for a particular keyword where your competition is ranking. How many of the competitors' ads or what percentage of the impressions are your competitors going ahead and are doing better when it comes to a particular keyword or an ad group. You can do that from here. And from time to time, this auction insights report really helps you to find out new competitors. For example, I'm looking at these guys. Imagine after 5 days, imagine after a week or two, when I run the auction insights report, I have 2 more competitors added. Now I know that there's increasing competition for this keyword, so I need to bid accordingly. Or if I'm the only one here, which means there is no competition, well and good. So you will not just know how many people are bidding on your brand keywords. You will also get to know what are the new competitors that are being added into the ecosystem and how has the auction landscape changed because new competitors are getting added to it, right? And also for a particular keyword like this, if you see like a lot of overlap rate, but if this is not your profitable keyword, that means that you're bidding unnecessarily on this keyword. You have a keyword where you're spending a lot of money for that keyword, but you kind of realize that, it is not something that may be relevant to you. You can go ahead and pause that keyword because you are unnecessarily spending your money while your competitor is also showing as an overlap. And it doesn't make sense to you. The keyword is not great for your business, then you're wasting ad spend, right? So you can go ahead and pause those keywords. So that is another way where auction insights can really help you. And another brilliant use case of this is, for example, you have a keyword called digital marketing programs. You can also look at what time of the day your audiences are performing better. For example, if you look at the day of the week, is there a specific day that your competition is there a time of the day where your competition is getting an edge over you? Or if there is an overlap, what time of the day there is more overlap, right? So you can get to know more of these statistics and what day of the week is your competitor showing at the top? What time of the week is your competitor's ad showing at the absolute top of the page, right? So you can get to know not just that. You can also get to know the time. You can also get to know the day. You can also get to find new keyword options, new keyword suggestions. You can also get to know your branded keywords that competitors may be bidding for. Overall, this is a gold mine of information with respect to a competitive, from a competitor's perspective, really, and not paying attention to this report can kind of is kind of like going into the battle with a blindfold on, where you don't know what the current landscape is. So it is very important for at least to do this once a week for your most profitable keywords and do an account-wide auction insights understanding just to see where you stand in the overall landscape with the current spends. And you can make tweaks like your keyword tweaks, your ad tweaks, your quality score tweaks. You can also make your bidding suggestions or bidding changes based upon what you see in this report. So that's about it. And I hope you will use Auction Insights report going forward. And not just that, because making tweaks based on this will also be fed as data into the system. And now, considering it is all AI that is going to do the predictions for you, I think having these data points in place will definitely give you an edge when it comes to capitalizing on the AI based functionality. Thank you so much. My name is Casey. Until next time, you are watching Marketing Think Tank.